Happy New Year's, folks. It is the new year, and we are ringing it in with some EDM, some progressive house music. It's the best. We worked on the cool down, kind of breakdown right before going, and also a little bit of the build-up as well, coming out of the first drop section here of this progressive house track we've been working on. And most notably today, I recorded a new vocal and had some extra processing I had to do for it because of the way it got recorded, and then started to kind of think about where we're going next. So let's kind of play it through here from kind of the end of the last drop and just kind of let it play out. Tell me what you think. And from that point, there's nothing really left here. This next section is very sparse, but you kind of get the basic idea. We're sitting on 4 and going to kind of like build and build and build, I think, some tension on the 4 chord before eventually plunging back in to the drop. The most notable thing, again, was this vocal here. We had previously had these vocals happening.
It's amazing. It's a wonder. It's a wonder.
All these sorts of sounds. But then this guy is new. It's really pretty. I think it works pretty well. Put it through the exact same vocal chain I've used for these guys, but it still came out with a pretty different characteristic, namely because I recorded it on this microphone as opposed to recording it on my phone and then bringing it in. I think that those two, there's just a brightness to the phone microphone that the SM57 here is lacking. So and to try and compensate for that, we put some automation here to automate this pretty massive shelf here, but it seemed to kind of audibly get things back to a similar space. If I turn that guy off and then just kind of play these two back to back.
It's a wonder. It's a wonder. It's a wonder.
It's just like, it's so much more mid-focus. It has so much less of an edge to it, right? Versus with it, you can hear it just turn on. Yeah, I think it makes a pretty massive difference, and it helps bring this into a similar characteristic that the rest of the sound has. I would say, like, if naturally, I probably in the future I'm going to be doing all of my vocals on this, and so in future pieces where all of everything's getting recorded through this microphone, I probably won't have them have this super crispy, like over processed kind of OTT sort of sound. But for now, I don't want to go back and redo all the vocals with this microphone, so I'm just going to leave this as it is and let this piece be what it is. But it was nice to like have the challenge of how do I get one voice recorded through 2 different sources to sound similar here. I don't think we got pretty close on that one. The only other thing we've got going on here, I had a very strange bug, and I'm continuing to run into these bugs where I was just listening through the piece, and for some reason I had moved these guys over to here, and it failed to actually like copy them, and instead just actually moved them. So when I moved them back and then played this sound through, the processing that was happening on this bus head here that's got this low cut and then this high shelf was not it was affecting this channel but wasn't affecting this channel, and despite the fact that they were all under the bus. And I just closed Logic and then reopened Logic, and then it was fixed. That sort of weird shenanigans continues to happen in Logic, and it's super annoying to make me think that, like, is something wrong with my installation of Logic, or am I more buggy than other people, or is this a level of buggery that all Logic users are used to. I don't know. So that's the sort of thing that continues to maybe push me more towards like switching to Ableton or something like that. But the more I think about like how familiar I've gotten with Logic, the more I appreciate like how much of an effort it would be to switch DAWs. So I don't know. We'll see here. For the kind of next build section, we already talked about it a little bit. These are just percussion bits we pulled in from before. I did realize that this percussion sample was different than the previous one because I put a little extra delay on it and then bounced it. That kind of gives it this extra was created by a delay, but it's been bounced, so now it's just baked into the audio. But I did realize too that there was the shaper box I had on here. It was a much more aggressive. It was over here originally, and it was completely cutting out that entire extra layer. That delay sound was getting taken out. So adjusted that a little bit too as I'm preparing for this next section over here, where we have the shaker fade in coming in here with some it's a gain increase, as well as having its EQ cut there, move down. So some really kind of boring functional stuff here that we rebuilt in the sound as we were making it here. So yeah, that's all we really had time for today. Won't waste you guys with the boringness of the rest of it. We did rearrange some MIDI up in these guys, but I'll talk about that tomorrow as we finish out this section. So yeah, that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.